Hello. Just want to see what the lighting's like outside because I do love a blind up moment, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be like blinding. Let's have a look. Oh my god, it's the most beautiful day outside. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, I should probably check these things before I switch on the camera, but we're all here for a bit of a journey, aren't we? Speaking of journey, no, this one's actually crap. This packaging challenge is probably the easiest. Mostly. There were a couple of products which were surprising. I'll talk about that later, but for the most part, black packaging. This poor liner is getting thrown about. I had quite a few options and I'm very excited to do something sexy today. We want to do sexy, smoky vibes, I think, for black. I just feel like black needs that, don't you reckon? And I've picked out the most sick, nude, pale ass nude lip. So we're just going to dive in. Just before we begin, the eyeshadow palettes I have are the Pretty Grunge, which I'm leaning less towards because I have done a couple of makeup looks using this kind of recently-ish. But I thought I might, you know, just keep it here in case I want to use a couple of the colours. Not a clue if you can still get this one. This is the Xenon palette by Natasha Denona. Greys, blacks. And then this one, which we've only used like once or twice, the Groundwork Volume, whatever number that is, VI. Is that 5? I don't know, I can't remember. I'm thinking of doing little hints of pink, but then also like kind of black and grungy kind of colours. I don't know. I don't even know how this is gonna translate. I'm gonna do a little baby bit of like underpainting before we do foundation today, because why not? But we do need to prime it first. I thought we'd have heaps of primers with black packaging, but actually I only had one with like proper black packaging. I had a couple with like black lids and things. But here's what we're going with. The Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. And this is like a smoothing primer, but it's silicone free, so it doesn't have that like yucky kind of texture. I don't like that really, I don't know, pore filling feeling most of the time. Whereas this one, I don't know, it's more moisturizing feeling while still giving that kind of same effect visually on the skin. My skin's already like well moisturized. I did like heaps of skincare this morning, so I don't need anything too hectic to be fair. My fake tan is so patchy and coming off, and my hair is so oily. I've got like 8 bucket loads of dry shampoo in it, so hopefully you can't tell. I was meant to like wash my hair in the shower this morning and I literally could not be asked. Honestly, it takes so long to like blow dry it and style it and everything. I was just not in the mood. I've picked out some products that I'm really excited to use today actually. Like some things I haven't used like either ever. I can't remember using these. I'm sure I have like once or twice, but or in a long time, you know, just some stuff that I don't reach for very often. And a lot of this stuff is kind of like MAC vibes, but like there's other stuff in here, I don't know. It's just a whole lot of like classics though. I feel like we're gonna have a good makeup day. I'm gonna use some of this Huda Beauty Tan Tour in Fair, and I'm just going to kind of underpaint with this a little bit. Man, I need to shave my face ASAP. I've just been avoiding doing it, you know, with that perioral dermatitis situation. Not like I'm dealing with a lot of that at the moment, although I have a little patch right here, like on my, what is this thing called? Anyways, yeah, I've just been doing the bare minimum to my skin still. I still need to film my little skincare routine I'm doing at the moment. I will do that. By the time you watch this video, hopefully I've done it. It's on my like list, my to-do list. I've been very busy lately. Thankfully I've had like quite a bit of work coming through since the new financial year and everything, so that's been really nice. Been busy working away on like TikToks and stuff like that, Instagram. So shout out to everyone that, you know, goes and leaves comments on my sponsored posts and everything. It really helps. We are gonna now do some concealer. I'm gonna go in with this MAC one. I also had a Huda Beauty one, but I haven't used this very often. Or what? Haven't used it very often? Yeah, I guess that's right, but I haven't used it very much. The MAC Studio Radiance 24 Hour Luminous Lift Concealer. So I've got the shade 11.5 and NC15. NC 11.5. 11.5 under the eye. Oops. And the setting spray, this is one of the only ones I had. Black lid, black detailing, so I know it's not perfect black packaging, but my video, my rules. And I actually have a sponge ready today because it's black, you know. This is my favourite ultra soft sponge from XO Beauty, of course. I'm going to blend this all out. I'm starting with the concealer. I know this looks crazy. You gotta trust the process with me on this one. I've been doing this technique a lot with my Maybelline lifter sticks, which are coming to New Zealand very soon. I'm doing a sponsorship with Maybelline to share more about that, so keep an eye out on my YouTube shorts and also like TikTok and stuff. I've been using them constantly. If you already saw the video, it's because I was asked to post it but then the stock didn't come. So then I had to delete it and we're reposting it again later. Now I'm going to take some of my foundation. Now we had plenty of options for foundation. That was one of the most common black packaging products. But the one I went for today is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation because I haven't used this in ages and I felt like using it. I've got the shade 210N. I'm not going to use a lot of this. In fact, I might do what I never do and put it on the back of my hand. Ooh, just going to warm it up a little bit and I'm just going to dot some of this around the place. Now this gives you like a kind of, I don't know, dramatic, not dramatic, but like it gives you a lot of sculpting and shaping. And you'd think by doing this technique you would use like way more makeup, but actually I find when I do this I use way less. Like way less. And the skin actually ends up looking more natural and yeah, it feels more lightweight. I really need to start using a sponge again under my eyes because I noticed that it makes my under eyes less creepy looking when I use a sponge rather than a brush. I've been like real into brushes just again lately. I've forgotten about sponges and I get lazy having to go wet them. They really do look so good. Like it makes your makeup look so good, I mean. So there's no like harsh contour lines, but there's still that shape. My cough's pretty much gone now, thank God. If you watched my last video, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm pretty much feeling better, but now I just feel like I've got like the worst hay fever. So I'm a bit sniffly. Before anything creases, I'm going to use my Easy Bake In Pound Cake from Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty and MAC both have black packaging a lot of the time, so there is quite a lot of those brands in here. For the eyeshadow palettes, there were actually some like flower nose palettes that have black, but the colours inside were not really interesting me today. Oh, I love this powder so much. And then before I use any of these like looser powders, I do want to set the rest of my face just so nothing clings because they do have like a bit of a glow to them, you know? So of course, MAC Studio Fix powder. This is the OG one. I still have not tried the new one. Some people were asking last time I mentioned that in my video, like what did they change? They made it talc free because a lot of the laws around makeup, they're beginning to get a lot more strict around certain places of the world about talc. It's a very controversial thing. I am happy to go without talc. I'm not talc free in everything that I use, obviously. I use all sorts of different makeup brands, but I don't think removing talc is a bad thing. However, it can make powders a little bit less silky, a little bit less perfecting, but yeah, I'm sure we will survive. Now I'm going to go in before I set anything with this one. This is the Iridescent Powder Loose in Golden Bronze. Kind of reminds me of that makeup store. Do you remember that brand, Makeup Store? That powder I used to love from them. I'm going to use it on this MAC 140S brush. It's kind of like a big fan powder brush. I'm just going to use some of what's in the cap, but I need to like, I don't know, I need to blend it in a bit. I might just rub it on my hand. Dusting that on the cheek. And a little bit just on the forehead. This is very glowy. If you do not like glow to the skin, don't even go near this product. It's almost like a highlighter if anything, but because it's this like bronzy colour on my skin tone, it just gives a little bit of oomph. I'm just going to bounce my sponge over the edges just to tone it down a little bit. You know what, I might just use a little bit of Laguna too, just to really add some more pigment like right in the temple. That's better. I could have used a bit more of the Huda Beauty, but I thought why not? We haven't used this in so long. This is a well OG product, eh? My nana bought me my first ever Laguna, well my first NARS products. Back in the day when I first started my channel, she did a little America trip, or a big America trip. She asked me if there was anything I wanted. All I wanted was like NARS Laguna, NARS Orgasm. Do you know what too? This is actually beautiful. I usually like look at this and I'm like, eh, whatever, but with these other products I'm using today, it's seriously such a nice color. Okay, what next? Brows, I guess. So for my brows, surprisingly, I didn't have a whole lot of things, but we've got the Nabla Venus Brow Pot. I don't even think they make this anymore. And Big Guile Brow Set from MAC, which I also don't even know if they make this particular product anymore, but this is what I've got. So this is what the little brow pot looks like. I don't need a whole lot, I don't think, but I do need to retint my brows a little bit. My last brow tint lasted so long. This matches my brows like perfectly, so I'm basically just colouring them in and filling in all the spots that are a bit sparse. So my next colour series is probably going to be the blue. Is it blue packaging I haven't done yet? And then I want to do obviously gold, silver, holographic maybe? I don't know. I don't even know if holographic would be possible. Good enough. Not my favourite brows, but they'll do the trick. Some primer. We've got the P. Louise. This is the old packaging technically. If you bought this today, I think it comes in like pink packaging now, but like this is going to take me my whole life to use up. Probably expired, but it still works good. Kind of just got like primer all in my eyebrows, but maybe I'll fix that later if I remember. Using my sponge to blend the edge. Honestly, all of these hairs that I accidentally just went over need to come out anyway. Okay, what the heck are we doing? I'm going to take this Xenon palette and I'm going to take the shade Flurry. What even is this colour? Oh my god, my eye creased. Sorry if you can hear people yelling. I don't know what's going on outside, but there's people screaming and yelling. Like, please, I'm just trying to cool down. Okay, it's like a proper grey colour. Feeling a bit yucky. I'll warm it up with something else. I might have to use the Pretty Grunge palette after all, because a lot of these colours are like proper grey, silvery tones. It looks like there's like a boys' school doing the stairs for exercise outside my house. This area, there's like a couple hundred stairs that people do for working out, and they're all like yelling at each other, so I guess they're encouraging each other, I don't know. So that's alright, I've just had to shut the door. Hopefully I don't friggin' die from sweating. I'm using the shade Love Anarchy right now, kind of over top of where I put that other colour. They actually look kind of cool blended together, to be fair. And I'm using an angled eyeshadow brush to do this. Let's not talk about the fact that my face is 4 shades darker than my hands. Using whatever's left on that brush I used to prime my eyelids. Just gonna do a really soft cut crease. I don't know, 2/3 the way across. I'm gonna pop Freedom on, I think, with my finger. Set that. I'm so hot. It's probably the lights, because outside it's literally so cold. Although like this room's got so many windows in it, the sun heats it up like a little glass house. So it's probably a combo. But I do have 4 lights on me right now. That colour's so much darker than I thought it would be, but that's fine. I'm going to take the shade Blizzard from this palette, which is this one. I'm going to apply some on top. Okay, now I need to darken this, so I'm going to have to go back in with my Pretty Grunge palette. Do you know how much I use this? I know you can't even, I don't think you can get it anymore, but I really do use this often. And I'm looking for a little like winged liner brush. I'm going to take the shade Hope. It's a dark brown. Drawing the outer corner shape. And I'm taking the shade above it called Rise Up. I'm going to blend it upward. I'm going to do a little double lower lash line moment. I'm just wiping off that brush. Then I'm going to take the shade Freedom again, which is the one I used on my lid. I'm just going to draw in between the little line. I'm just drawing over top of the lower lash line just to soften it. Ow, I just drew my eyeball. Right, I need a little bit more sparkle. But before I do the eyeshadow sparkle, I just want to see what kind of colour we're working with here. So this is called Silver Dusk by MAC. We'll put some of this on the cheekbone now. Even though I haven't blushed yet, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, shy. Ugh, really is silver. Oh, it kind of works though. It's like cool tones and warm tones mixed together at this point, you know? Going in with that same colour, I'm going to use that on the brow bone. Oh shit. That's so intense. I forget. I need to just apply a little bit, but that's alright. We've committed now. We're doing a blinding brow bone. I'm also going to put this on the inner corner. I feel like if I was an alien, this is the makeup I would wear. And then hopefully we can find a colour to use from the Lightwork Freedom palette. How about this one? I haven't used this colour before. It kind of matches that other colour, to be fair. The finish is just a little bit cooler. Like not cooler in undertone, but cooler as in it looks better. I'm going to mix on a small little tiny little baby touch of maybe this purple. I'm scared. I don't know if I should have done that, but whatever. It's done. Black. Can I use a little bit of this? Black eyeliner for black packaging, of course. This is the Micro Blade Liquid Liner. Macro Blade. Natasha Denona. This isn't my favourite liner. It is good, it's super black. I just find it like scary to work with because I feel like the liquid comes out kind of quick. I know that that wing is not perfect. I'm going to use the brown again to soften it so that it matches that lower one. I'm too hot. It's making me apply my eyeliner bad. I just bleed everywhere. See, it's like very inky. I'm gonna just smoke it out with the brown and then work on cleaning it up a little bit. Using a little black eyeshadow as well to smudge. And I'm mixing a little bit of black underneath. Mascara, another MAC one. This is the Stack Black Stack Mascara. And then I have some little half falsies to use on top. This is kind of dried out. That's gone everywhere. That's fine. We're going to use the magnetic lashes. These are in Appeal. I am going to just use some glue because I don't have magnetic eyeliner on. And then I'll clean up all of that lovely mascara that I just got everywhere. Let me show you a before and after with the lash on. There we go. Hope they look good. I can't even see. I think that's perfect. I have reused this pair of lashes so many times, by the way. You can honestly get so much wear out of these. They are so durable, even if you glue them. Just peel the glue off after. Clean it off with a little bit of micellar water or soapy warm water. Dry them, and they're good to go. Just going to use my spoolie. And I do have a waterline eyeliner to use. It's just this one by McQueen New York. It's in Cherry Blossom Latte. A shiny sparkly nude. I'll show you in a second. I don't like it as much as my other nude eyeliners I normally wear, but this is all I have with black packaging. That's not like a black eyeliner. And it's actually kind of cool because it kind of has like a little bit of gold in it or something. Does definitely make my eyes pop. Alright, so one blush I have is this one. It is shade 4 Rose Ashes from the Little Angel collection from Flower Nose. I'm going to put on a little bit, see how it looks, and then I do have another different palette. This texture is kind of like a cream, so I'm just using my sponge. It might be too pale. It works in the way that it's like a light pinky color. Goes with the eyes really well, but I feel like it washes me out too much. So I need to bring some color back in. This is one of the only other things I had with black packaging for blush. Blush was the hardest like thing to find products for. I do have a couple of MAC blushes, but they're like both in really dark colors, or I had like Global Glow and I don't know. I don't know if that was quite right. So we're gonna use this OPV Beauty Born to Shine blush palette. I might start with this color. Just dusting off the excess under eye powder. I feel like my nose looks way too bronzed. Just blending it out a little bit. Don't know how to feel about some of these colors I'm using today, but whatever. At least it's something different, I guess. For the lips, I'm excited for the lips. Whirl lip pencil, Flesh Pot lipstick, and then this ABH Sweet Lip Gloss, which is probably non-existent anymore. It still smells good, but I literally got this in like a Christmas set or something like that years ago. If I can't find any of the products I'm using today, I'll try to find similar things and link them below for you. Going back in with the liner. Lip gloss. I wanted this to be like slutty. I just feel like the eyes need more bronze. I know this is not black packaging, but it's just what I have right here that I'm using. I already put my other stuff away. I think it's just that grey eyeshadow we first used is really standing strong under there. I also feel weird because my brows are definitely a little bit lighter than what I normally do them, but it is what it is. Full face of black packaging. I love this lip combo. I do like the eye makeup, but yeah, I just wish I used more warm tones in the crease because it's kind of too grey for me. But we live and we learn. Thank you guys so much for watching anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what colour series you want to see next, and I'll also link down below my playlist for all of my colour packaging series videos because I've done loads of these now and they're all kind of recent too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. Bye!